All right. So in this video, we're gonna go over what have I learned from analyzing 48 minutes and 54 seconds of Adam Saitiev training footage. I thought this was like a once in a lifetime, 48 minutes of Adam Saitiev, but I actually am finding, more of Adam Saitiev, old wrestling matches and stuff. Not that I didn't think they were existing, but yeah, there are more training stuff to be gone over. But yeah, just I wrote down a bunch of points, what I learned from like what makes him, basically such a dominant force. Um, to be very, to say briefly. So, um, the things that I makes him, that good, makes him, um, the wrestler that he is, in order of importance, is what I learned is first of all is quick and precise setups. So, um, basically, the first thing that like really sets him apart from other wrestlers is how quick and how precise he sets up things. He doesn't force anything. It is not. Um, he imposes his will when it's time, and he creates those times so he can impose the will. So the first thing is like the setups are absolutely on point. Like the sequences are in absolute control. So that's the first one, if that makes sense. Um, Second one is commitment when recognized action needed. So when he recognizes that this position that I'm in is something that I have a technique for and I can execute it, there is zero hesitation to him, from what I learned from this series. So absolute zero hesitation. When it's recognized that it's time to do a move, whether it's a throw, whether it's like a let's say like a trip or something. Commitment to what you're trying to do. Like he doesn't, let's go for like a half-ass, like American college wrestling American, single leg that is like half-ass, and the guy gets your head and arm. I don't know. Americans don't really know head and arm is a thing. They don't do it. They don't use it at all. But yeah, what was I saying? Sorry, I'm a little bit sleep deprived, so excuse my excuse me if I don't make much sense here. But yeah, he commits. I mean, that's probably a very good advice to any wrestler, any kind of, especially these kind of sports. Just commit. If something works, just commit. I mean, you have to get good at understanding when is the time. But after that, if you know that, just commit. There's no reason not to. And so this was the second thing, and the third thing that is really tops it all off is perfect technique to execute. He literally, after he does the setups and everything with all the creativity he has, all the things that he knows, understands as a wrestler, and the commitment that he like by default has, he just a perfect technique to execute. Like his inside trips, his head and arm attacks, his back taking, his like double under from the back kind of stuff, or like up top kind of wrestling. He just had perfect technique. He just has good technique. He's fast. He's powerful, and he commits. He doesn't half-ass like a inside trip that he does always. He just commits to it. He has perfect technique. He knows it works, and just um, executed. And this is, I think, it's just a triangle of death here. If you're quick to set up, if you have perfect technique, and you commit to those things, I mean, you could say something else that like something very strategical about Adam Saitiev, just Saitiev brothers, is that they are super super strategical about their weaknesses. Like my thing was like Bovisa Saitiev, for example. I'm like, why not people just shoot a fucking single on these guys? Well, come to find out, these guys don't give you shit. There is no single. Any single leg that you're gonna get on these guys is like it's gonna turn into a visor. So that, like, you have to use your basic strategic moves, such as the height of your guard. If you come down, like nobody's gonna you're gonna be always quick to react, but it's gonna be always you have less creativity, so you have to play with that when to have a high guard. Sometimes you want to make the guy shoot, so you're faster. You're gonna sprawl on them and you're gonna hit an arm, and you have a better position to do something. And of course, it's more complicated than that. You could, come up with better explanations, come up with better, ways of explaining it. But yeah, in this short time, that was what I came up with. So that was one of the things that I learned. These three things in order: quick and precise setups, commitment when you recognize it's time to do a move, and perfect technique of the move to execute. Plus, these motherfuckers have like enormous amount of let me close the door here. They have enormous amount of tactical options to attack, and chain wrestling. Shit, man, like uh, Adam and Beviser both are phenomenal chain wrestlers. There's you cannot defend one and be like, okay, I don't have to defend anymore. Some another attack is coming, and so yeah. After that, we have um, yeah. What's the next one? Having his own way to arrive at his known positions. Like, yeah, this is another one. I think I touched on it a little bit, but yeah, they just have their own way, just a strategical play, like when to engage, when to not to. So they just always end up in their known positions, the positions that are like really good at. It's a very poor and surface level way of analyzing it. We have to get deeper into this. But yeah, like the wizard, the double under from the back, like head and arm lock. Like these are the positions that they always end up with. Even if you try to shoot on them, like yeah, it's hard uh, to get what you want. You have to solve their puzzle to be able to beat them at their own game. So you're basically playing their game. So yeah, that's that. Another one I mentioned already is like chain wrestling. It just goes hard. Just the way they just continue to put it on you. You know, some wrestlers are like, you take the guy down and the guy like persists to stay up and like reverse the position and everything. And be like, oh yeah, you got taken down. Just go down, man. Like, what do you defend? Like, that's not how wrestling works. You can totally lose a match because we're up 1 point and the guy reverses you and just gets your back. It's 2 points. Of course, it's freestyle. It's not. It's not. I'm not saying like folk style. Folk style to me looks like a gay, fucking jujitsu match that is like no ground game. Like I watch a match and be like, they're like fucking riding each other for like a minute, dude. It's wrestling. It's not jujitsu. You got taken down. You stand up. They ride each other. They don't give points for like gut wrenches for some reason. When they roll and stuff, they don't give points. I mean, of course, I'm not shitting on it. I'm just not used to the rules, so I'm just talking shit. Anyways, yeah. Other thing is um is that they're not so big. You know, they don't have like too many muscles and stuff. But I think they make up for it with, I mean, with their technique, man. Just athletic and strong enough to, let the technique do the work. And I'm just not saying that, oh, yeah, technique, man. Technique above everything, man. Technique beats power, man. Not just that, but also, I think it's not that technique beats power. The technique, is different, I think, than the commitment. If you're like a 74 kilos, you can absolutely fuck up like a 80 kilo, guy, 82 kilo guy in the gym just simply with good technique and commitment. Like you just have to have like a understanding, better understanding, and not half-ass stuff. And yeah, athletic enough to let the commitment and recognition of when to do what move and perfect technique just is kryptonite to any let's say wrestler success. I'd say even I think Saitiev is. I mean they're like heavyweight, but like even if you analyze Saitiev's matches, you see that you see like absolute commitment, perfect technique, and just knowing when to do them. Just quick enough to react when it's the time, and strategically hand fighting in a way so those stuff gets created, those openings, and not doing fluff hand fighting. Like hand fighting with no clear goal, and thinking you're hand fighting, you're moving into stuff, and the guy just drags your arm and just throws you, you know and yeah, I think in these couple of points, that was mainly what I learned in a nutshell from analyzing everything. Of course, there were more that I learned in the different positions, what to do, different techniques and stuff. Um, but yeah, at the end, I think this made me like a better understand what is possible. Because if you just go to like a wrestling gym and stuff, sometimes you like if did you see there what he did? Let me just go back. He tried, he committed, but he just chain wrestles, just goes for the back. Of course, the other guy could do something else, but yeah, this is not the point of this video. So yeah, um, that was my conclusion on this series, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comment if there's anything you guys disagree with, you guys agree with, if anything you want to expand on. What do you guys think from what you've seen? And yeah, let me know in the comments, and have a very nice day. Bye bye.